Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Crack That Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video we will be discussing the answers of the practice set 8 which are related to the statement and the conclusion type questions. I'll also give you a brief overview of what I taught you in the previous lesson along with the answers to the question. But before that, let me tell you about the exciting offer for the CAT and the OMET aspirants by Unacademy. If you are planning to get a subscription, then please get it soon because now they are running their exciting offer in which you would not only get a 10% additional discount if you use my code Priyasha10 on all your subscriptions, but along with it, you will also get a complimentary campus placement kit or a subscription package worth rupees 6,000 if you go for a 12-month subscription and worth rupees 6,750 if you go for an 18-month or 24-month subscription. That means double benefits, so don't miss out this opportunity. Just get this subscription done and get your preparation streamlined. And if you guys are planning for CAT 2022, then Unacademy is coming up with a complete master batch for CAT 2022, which is going to be launched on 12th of March 2022. Don't forget to miss this excellent batch because everyone will be teaching you completely in line with the CAT paper pattern, which will make your complete preparation streamlined and will tell you what to prepare for, when to study what, which exercises to do and which tests to take. So check out the link in the description box for the details of this batch, and don't forget to use my code Priyasha10 while enrolling into it to get an additional instant discount of 10%. Now let's get our video started. Hey guys, so in this video we'll be learning or we'll be actually solving some questions on statement and conclusions. Part set 8 practice set which you have got as the PDF with the previous video. These questions are the same and we would be actually discussing the answers of those questions along with a quick revision of the concept what we learned in the statement conclusion video. So in the statement conclusion video, we learned few very important points like the words which are definitive in nature like will, never, only. These words make a conclusion weak or invalid provided there's nothing mentioned like that in the statement. But if the statement and the conclusion both are definitive in nature, then we can think over it, and that's the reason I gave you one such question like that. And one more very important thing is the procedure which I follow to get the conclusion and statement questions right is I move in the backward manner. I start asking questions from the conclusion end and then check if they are related to or they are being answered by the statement or not. And this is being applicable only to the ones which I find logically connected. The moment I look at the particular conclusion and I find that it's not logically connected, then I will not waste a single more minute to actually ask the question and justify the reason. So therefore, let's get started with the first question. The statement says, good voice is a natural gift, but one has to keep practicing to improve and excel well in the field of music. So this is the statement mentioned. Now, conclusion number 1 says natural gifts need nurturing and care. Now, I see that there is a logical connect between the statement and the conclusion. So my next step will be to ask the question why. Why do natural gifts need nurturing and care? The answer is coming up right there in the statement because to improve and excel in the field of music, we need to keep nurturing. So therefore, this will be a valid conclusion for us. Conclusion number 1. Similarly, if I move down to option 2 or the conclusion number 2, then even though your voice is not good, one can keep practicing. Now, this is not in line with what is mentioned in the statement. They are asking to practice more and more for a person who has a good voice as a natural gift. But if you don't have a good voice, then keeping on practicing will not improve you here. So that's why it goes into the invalid category or unconnected conclusion, and therefore we will say that only conclusion 1 follows. And as per the options, what do we know? If only conclusion 1 follows, we will go with number 1 as our answer. If only 2 follows, then 2. If either 1 or 2 follows, then it will be 3, and if none of them follows, then 4, and if both follows, then 5. So let's move to question number 2. Question number 2 says domestic demand has been increasing faster than the production of the indigenous crude oil. So now the conclusion says crude oil must be imported. Now this is directly in line with the statement. So if I ask why crude oil must be imported, the reason is coming up in the statement that there has been an increasing demand compared to the production. So this is in line. This is correct. Now coming to second conclusion. Domestic demand should be reduced. Again, I ask why domestic demand should be reduced? Because the production rate is less than the demand rate. So both are getting answered. But now I have to think whether my answer will be 3 or 5. The reason is 3 goes for either and 5 goes for both. So when do we use either and when do we use both? Now look at the statement right now. We want the question or the problem is that the domestic demand has been increasing, problem number one, and the production rate has been decreasing. That is problem number two. So to achieve a solution to this problem, we have to either import the crude oil, keeping in mind that the demand cannot be reduced, or we have to stop or reduce the demand, keeping in mind that we cannot import. So if we do both the solutions, if we follow both the conclusions, then it will not be helpful because you are importing also and reducing the demand also. So where is that extra crude oil going? So therefore, both will not follow here. Rather, we will take the method of either one follows or two follows. So we have an option of either reducing the demand or importing the crude oil. So that's where in these type of questions we get the answer as either or. So I gave you a variety of either also. Now moving to question number 3. In question number 3, the statement is now this is a different kind of question coming under the category of conclusion and statement, guys, because here I'll be giving you two statements and with two statements, two conclusions also. So you have to find out which one follows. Question statement number 1 is all the organized people find time for rest. So this is the quality of organized people, that they find time for rest. And Sunita, in spite of a very busy schedule, finds time to rest. This is statement number 2. So, conclusion number 1, that Sunita is an organized person. If I say why is Sunita an organized person, then do I have an answer in the statement? Yes, I have. With the first statement, I see that the characteristic of the organized person is finding time to rest. And if I know that Sunita gets time to rest as per statement number 2, then she will be an organized person. So I have answers to my conclusion in the statement, and that makes it a valid one. Now, if I move down and check to the second conclusion, which is Sunita is an industrious person, guys, here vocabulary plays a very important role. You need to know what is the meaning of industrious. Industrious means hardworking and diligent people. And what's the characteristic of hardworking? Can I say that why am I calling this lady as hardworking or industrious? The reason is she is having a busy schedule. That means she keeps on working all the day long. So of course she will be hardworking, right? So that also makes it a valid point. And when both of them can be valid together at the same point, we say both follows. That is option 5. Okay, both the conclusion follow because both the conclusions are answered by the statements given above. Now question number 4 here. Question number 4 says, now this is again a very interesting question. So this book Z is the only which focuses its attention to the problem of poverty in India between 1950 to 1980. And the conclusion number 1 says there was no question of poverty before 1950. Even without asking why, can you not just eliminate this conclusion because on the grounds that it is not related to the passage or the statement at all? Of course, we can eliminate it because in the statement, we are nowhere talking about a period before 1950. So why are we even talking about it in the conclusion? So that makes a simple elimination of conclusion 1. And for conclusion 2, no other book deals with the poverty in India during 1950 and 1980. So what I actually told you in my previous video regarding the keywords, that whenever you find these extreme words like only, no other, you will go for making the conclusion as invalid. But Little did you know that I also gave you an example of Sri Lanka, and I told you South Asians and Sri Lanka, okay, that if the statement is definite and the conclusion is indefinite or vice versa, then we will be making the conclusion as invalid. But look at the statement. The statement is also saying the only book, definitive, no other book, definitive. So when both the statement and the conclusion are definitive, can we not say that the second conclusion is valid one? And if the second conclusion follows, my answer is 2. So that's an interesting part about statement and conclusion. I want to give you the entire variety so that nothing comes up as an interesting fact or a surprise for you in the exam. Now, the fifth and the last question from this set. The question is the percentage of national income shared by the top 10% of the households in India is 35%. All right. So conclusion 1 says when an economy grows fast, concentration of the wealth in certain pockets of population takes place. Now wait a second. Before I even ask why am I saying this, can we connect the economy growing fast with the fact that the national percentage income is being shared? No. Nope. Okay, so that means that conclusion number 1 is not related to us at all. So what we'll be doing here is we'll be actually going down to conclusion number 2 and checking the national income is unevenly distributed in India. Now if I ask why is it distributed unevenly in India? Why are you saying so? So the statement will answer it all, that because 35% of the national income is only concentrated in the top 10% of the households, so that's the reason. And I say, okay, your reason is correct. So that makes the second conclusion valid. That means only 2 follows. So for the second, fifth question, the 2 will be the correct answer. So like this, we will be doing more such questions. I'll be coming up with a mixed bag of question in which I'll be practicing all these statement assumptions, statement arguments, and statement conclusion questions together. Once we have a look over it all together, it will be easier for us to distinguish between the methods of finding out the answer. But if you like this video, you are going to like this video, share it with more and more people. And of course, if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe to this channel. I'll be up with more such videos. Till then, please take care and thank you so much for watching.